You ever think you've seen all the drama, love and hip-hop could possibly throw at you? Lies, babies, breakups, side chicks, public meltdowns, it's been a whole storm since season 1. But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared ATL for what just went down in the Frost household. This wasn't just a scandal. This was a nuclear-level blow-up that tore through the very foundation of one of reality TV's longest surviving power couples. It all started with what seemed like an ordinary day. Cameras off. Lights down. Just a regular Tuesday in the Frost mansion. But what exploded in those walls would soon break the internet, shatter a marriage, and flip every storyline VH1 ever aired on its head. Word on the street is Kirk Frost kicked Rasheeda. Yes, the boss chick herself out of their home, and not with a quiet convo or some emotional sit-down. Nah, we're talking kicked out like she was a stranger off Craigslist. Why? All because she laid hands, allegedly, on Kirk's youngest child, Cannon. And let's be clear, Cannon ain't just any kid. He's the walking, talking reminder of one of Kirk's dirtiest scandals, his son with former side chick Jasmine Washington. Now, before we get into that slap that echoed across Instagram, let's rewind the drama clock. Because this ain't just about juice boxes and hurt feelings. This mess has been simmering for years. Kirk Frost, Mr. Infidelity Hall of Fame, has made a career out of being messier than a group chat with screenshots. From denying paternity tests on camera to slipping off his wedding ring like it's a hoodie string, Kirk has redefined the meaning of hot mess husband. And, through it all, Rasheeda, standing beside him, smiling through the betrayal, turning every "I'm sorry babe" into a meme-worthy moment. She took cheating, lies, and full-on secret babies like they were just another item on her brand calendar. But this time, this wasn't about hotel rooms or mystery DMs. This wasn't some blurred-faced woman from the strip club. This was about Cannon, a child, a symbol of everything Rasheeda had to forgive to keep her marriage intact, and her image unshaken now. Here's how the Slapgate story allegedly unfolds. Sources say Rasheeda was filming branded content in the Frost mansion, glammed up, camera-ready, in full boss chick mode. She had her product shelves perfectly lined, her luxury rug spotless, and everything staged like a Pinterest dream. Enter Cannon, just being a kid, juice box in hand, running around, maybe a little too playful. One innocent spill, a little splash of apple juice over her setup, and suddenly, the whole room shifts. Witnesses claim Rasheeda turned to that child like a thundercloud. Her words, ice cold. "I told you, I'm not your damn mother. Go cry too, Jasmine," and then the slap. Not playful, not accidental, not discipline, a loud full palm pop that silenced the room. One staff member said the sound echoed like a gunshot off the walls. Cannon, instantly in tears. And just as that chaos was unfolding, guess who walked in? Kirk. Now you'd think the man would do his usual gaslight, deflect, mumble something about private matters. But not this time. Kirk, phone still in hand, mid-scroll on Jasmine's IG, drops everything. He sees his son bawling. Rasheeda, with that look of rage still painted on her face, and he snaps. Witnesses say he stormed across the room, grabbed Rasheeda's wrist and shouted, "Are you out of your mind? That's my son. No, calm down. No, let's talk." Just raw, protective fury. He didn't hit her, let's be clear, but he did shove her back onto the couch and screamed for her to get out. Right there. No camera, no storyline. Just real, unfiltered rage. And that's when it hit everyone. Kirk Frost just chose someone, and for the first time in reality TV history, it wasn't Rasheeda. Now let's pause. Because that was a history-making moment. This is the same Kirk who denied Cannon's existence for a whole season, the same man who made Jasmine chase him for child support, the same man who couldn't tell the truth if it paid him more than Mona Scott ever could. And now, here he is, throwing Rasheeda, the woman who held him down for decades, out the door over one slap. But it didn't end there. Rasheeda tried to justify herself, screaming, "He disrespected me. He's not even mine." But Kirk wasn't listening. He was already calling Jasmine, and she didn't even let the phone ring twice. The second she heard Cannon's cries, she went nuclear. "I told you she ain't stable. I told you I didn't want my baby around her." Rasheeda, she ran straight to Instagram Live, trying to do damage control. But sis, the tea had already spilled. A Frost Mansion staffer, anonymous, of course, had already leaked everything to a popular gossip blog. Within hours, there were screenshots, audio, tweets, think pieces, TikTok reenactments, with Barbie dolls, you name it. Hashtags like hashtag Kirk's Rasheed out and hashtag Justice for Cannon were trending worldwide. You couldn't scroll for 5 seconds without seeing Rasheeda's name dragged across the timeline. Then came the legal hammer. Jasmine filed a complaint. Not just a petty one either. She went full courtroom queen, demanding a protective order against Rasheeda to keep her away from Cannon indefinitely. And guess what? The judge agreed, within 24 hours. Rasheeda was banned from being within 50 feet of Cannon, the woman who once posed in matching family holiday photos. Legally barred from even hugging that child. Paparazzi caught Rasheeda outside her mama's house in sweats and a hoodie, looking like life just hit her with a foreclosure notice. Meanwhile, the internet, ruthless, tweets saying this ain't boss chick, this is broke chick were flying faster than Kirk's past lies. And Kirk, oh, he suddenly remembered he was a father. Started posting photo dumps of him and Cannon, doing puzzles, baking cookies, building Lego castles. Every caption oozed with rebrand energy. My son, my peace, my priority. Even Jasmine jumped in the spotlight. She booked a podcast sit-down, sipped green juice like she was launching a wellness brand, and said, calmly, with perfect lighting, I don't hate Rasheeda. I hate what she did. Maybe now she'll get the healing she's been faking. Mic drop. Even Carly Red tried to sneak in relevance with a shady Insta story. Some of y'all forgot who the real villains are. Ma'am, not the time. And just when you thought the internet had digested the chaos, boom, someone drops surveillance footage from inside the Frost home. No slap, but the visuals showed Rasheeda yelling, finger in Cannon's face, while the poor baby cried in the corner. It was blurry, but the damage, crystal clear. It went viral in minutes. TikTok slowed it down frame by frame. Reddit did light-read breakdowns. Twitter turned it into a meme series. It was everywhere, and Rasheeda, silent, no selfies, no stories, no PR-approved captions. Just digital crickets. Fans started wondering, was this the end? Could she come back from this? Spoiler alert, things only got worse. Rasheeda's boutiques, losing foot traffic. Her brand collabs, cancelled. 2 ambassadors dropped her like bad Wi-Fi. One stylist posted, I work with queens, not tyrants. Even that big fashion show she was headlining quietly removed her name from the flyers. And then came the texts. Jasmine leaked screenshots between her and Kirk, and who? Kirk apologized for forcing Cannon into Rasheeda's life. Said, I thought she could handle it, I was wrong. Ended with the dagger. She's not the woman I married anymore. Fans lost it. Jasmine went from side chick to savior in 1 week. But the final blow. Kirk and Jasmine were spotted at the same restaurant. Same booth. Same night. Jasmine posted a video. A hand lit her hookah. Fans zoomed in. Tattooed fingers. Season 3, Episode 7, Chain. Twitter swore, it's Kirk. And in the middle of all this, little Cannon, just trying to sip his juice box in peace. The morning after Rasheeda was kicked out of the Frost mansion wasn't just quiet, it was eerily silent. Like the air right before a storm. But the storm had already hit, and now it was time to deal with the wreckage. Paparazzi cameras caught Rasheeda dragging a suitcase down Miss Charlene's driveway, her hair tucked into a hoodie, slippers scuffing the pavement like she hadn't slept in days. She wasn't crying in public. Not yet, but you could feel the weight of humiliation in every step. The same woman who once flexed luxury vacations and family photo ops on Instagram was now the headline of her own downfall. And inside the Frost mansion, Kirk Frost was reportedly sipping coffee on the porch like a man finally free from his own chaos. One insider swears he even posted a story that morning that said, sometimes peace means subtraction. No caption, no explanation, just vibes, and petty energy. But the pettiness didn't stop at Instagram. Oh no. Kirk had allegedly changed the locks on Rasheeda, key fob disabled, her security code wiped, closet boxed up and shipped out. According to sources, Jasmine was even spotted bringing Cannon over, and lingering on the front porch a little too comfortably. One messy blog posted a photo with the caption, Jasmine looks like she just picked curtains for the Frost living room. Rasheeda, who? And if that wasn't enough shade, pressed ATL, Rasheeda's pride and joy became the center of an unexpected protest. 3 people showed up with hand-drawn signs. One read, boss chick, or baby beater. Another had a cartoon of Rasheeda slapping Cannon, with glitter-glued tears and red X's on her face. And the third, a full Kirk Frost piñata labeled, Trash Daddy 101. Meanwhile, The court case was heating up like Mona Scott's group chat. Jasmine's lawyer wasn't playing. She came in swinging, demanding sole custody, increased child support, and, wait for it, a televised apology from Rasheeda. That's right. This wasn't about healing privately. Jasmine wanted receipts. In public. And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, word leaked that Jasmine had another surveillance video. The backdoor Ring camera angle. The one that allegedly does show the moment Rasheeda slapped Cannon. Producers were panicking, lawyers were sweating, and VH1 was officially on red alert. Even Kendra, young Jock's fiancé and full-time chaos magnet, jumped into the mess. She went live one night and said, "Listen, I've been around that family. What y'all saw on camera. That wasn't the first time." She didn't say more. Didn't need to. That sentence alone sent Twitter into a spiral. Give Kendra a confessional chair right now. Somebody mic'd up Miss Charlene too. Mona, you better not let this storyline slip. Of course, young Jock couldn't stay out of it either. He hit Instagram Live, like always, with his goofy grin and a mic he probably bought from Best Buy, saying, "Kirk kicked Rasheeda out over a juice box. Bro. That's Hall of Fame petty." Fans dragged him in the comments too. One said, "You cheated with your Uber driver. Sit this one out." Meanwhile, Rasheeda's PR team was scrambling. They dropped a soft apology post on her profile. "We all make mistakes. I am taking time to reflect, seek therapy, and begin my healing journey." But the comments weren't having it. They weren't reading, they were roasting. Seek therapy after slapping a toddler. Girl, the baby had a juice box, not a weapon. You're healing. Cannon is still crying. TikTok creators made edits using WWE sound effects. Others made animations of Cannon dodging slaps in slow motion. And one particularly viral TikTok ended with the caption, "Cannon for president, Rasheeda for probation." Even Mona Scott was reportedly freaking out. Leaked emails from a production assistant revealed sponsors were pulling out, advertisers were re-evaluating their brand safety, and VH1 execs were seriously considering cutting Rasheeda mid-season. One exec allegedly asked, "Can we spin this? Or is she done?" Another replied, "Only if we bring Jasmine center stage." And that's exactly what started happening. Jasmine's follower count exploded. She was offered 3 podcast appearances, 1 skincare brand deal, and even a YouTube series pilot. She started posting cryptic captions like, "Peace looks good on me. Mother first, story second." Cannon was the blessing I didn't expect. Meanwhile, Kirk continued his daddy rebrand like it was sponsored by Hallmark, Puzzle Night, cookie baking, bedtime stories. The man who used to forget Cannon's birthday now had him in matching pajamas. Then came the blurry backyard photo, Jasmine, wine glass in hand, Cannon playing in the grass, Kirk's shadow in the background. Fans paused, zoomed, analyzed. Was that his tattoo? Was that the same grill he wore in season 3? Reddit threads were lit. TikTok detectives were on fire. If that photo was real, that meant Jasmine, once labeled the homewrecker, was now possibly living in the very home she once broke apart. A full circle mess. And then Miss Charlene showed up. Rasheeda's mama, 8TL, legend in her own right, posted a now deleted video where she went off on Kirk. "You gone. Kicked my daughter out that house, while the woman who ruined your marriage sits on the porch like she owned game night. Boy, you lucky I'm saved. Internet, get Miss Charlene a reunion mic now." But the pressure wasn't just from the fans. Rasheeda's own circle started to shift. Friends distanced themselves. A stylist dropped her with the quote, "I work with women who protect children, not hurt them." The final blow came when Rasheeda's legal team tried to switch strategy. She denied everything. No slap, no yelling, no blame, just misunderstanding and edited audio. Her official court response: "The video footage is inconclusive. The audio may have been manipulated. I believe this is a targeted smear campaign." Sis pulled a full deepfake defense. Too bad the receipts were already everywhere. Multiple camera angles, iPhone videos, audio leaks. Even Charlene allegedly told a cousin, "Look, I love my daughter, but I saw her slap that boy. I told her not to touch him." So now the court was planning mediation, not because Kirk and Rasheeda share kids, but to determine how they'd coexist professionally. With Cannon in the picture, it was wild. A non-biological co-parenting mediation between a husband, a side chick, and a now estranged wife. VH1 called an emergency producer summit. The question wasn't, can we fix this? It was, do we drop Rasheeda now? Or next season? Some said wait. Others said pull the plug. One exec reportedly pitched a full Jasmine-centered reboot. New intro, new music, new villain, Rasheeda. But fans weren't waiting. Hashtag Rasheeda trended again. And this time, it wasn't just about the slap. It was about the years of silent tension. The fake smiles. The pretend healing. People were done. One viral tweet said, "She took him back after cheating, lying, and gaslighting, just to get slapped with karma in HD." Another said, "Rasheeda lost her man, her house, her store, and her fans. In under a week." That's record-breaking. And then came the podcast teaser. Rasheeda, sitting in a studio, hood up, no makeup, voice shaking. She says, "I was loyal, through everything. I swallowed my pride more times than I can count. And the second I snapped, I became the villain. Nah, I'm done playing that role." The teaser ended with her saying, "You want to hear the real story? Tune in." And the world tuned in. Because this wasn't just a love and hip-hop storyline anymore. This was real, raw, and radioactive. The final Frost fallout. Rasheeda, kicked out. Kirk, suddenly father of the year. Jasmine, on the rise. Cannon, caught in the middle, with juice boxes and camera flashes. And Mona, probably somewhere thanking the drama gods. Because this reunion, oh baby, it writes itself. All that's left is one final question. Is Rasheeda the villain, or the woman who finally broke? Either way, the crown of ATL has officially been knocked off. And Jasmine, she's already trying it on for size. So stay tuned, stay messy, and don't blink, because in this show, everything can change with one slap.